Y'all, it's summertime and it's hot. Let's figure out what to wear to church. Welcome back to Strategically Styled. My name is Lisa. I'm a woman over 50, and this channel is dedicated to helping you achieve your style goals. And to that end, today I'm going to be sharing with you some ideas about what to wear to church in the summer. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. But first, I will ask if at any point, at any time, you find yourself liking this video, I appreciate it if you click the thumbs up and like the video. Consider clicking the subscribe button and joining this community, and click the notification bell so you'll be notified when new content is uploaded. Please and thank you. Now I know we're going to get into the looks, but I do have some preliminary things to say first because somebody may need to hear it. First, I would like to start off by saying church is not a monolith. There is not any one universal way to dress for church. And even within a set denomination, like say Methodist, you can go to 100 different Methodist churches and people are doing 100 different things, if you know what I'm saying. And the things I'm going to show you today, it's more about the concepts and not the clothes. You may not have the same clothes I have, but it's just about the pattern or the idea behind the clothes. Over the years, we have worshiped in many different church settings. Lutherans, Methodists, AME, Black Baptist churches, White Baptist churches, non-denominational churches, other. And so I've had an opportunity to observe a lot of different worship traditions and be in different settings. So a lot of the things that I'm sharing with you today are pretty much universal concepts. If you typically do not go to church and this is going to be your maiden voyage, or even if you regularly attend church, you're going to another one that you are not familiar with, it is always a good idea, when possible, to try to get the vibe of the church. So if you are somebody who shows up at places, you look at what you're wearing and you look around at what everyone else is wearing, and your thought is, oh, I wish I had have known that everybody was wearing XYZ, and it makes you feel uncomfortable, then one thing you might be able to do is go online to Facebook or YouTube, find the church and look up one of their services, and you can kind of, if they do the pan of the congregation, get a sense of what it is that people are wearing. There are some churches that they just run a tight ship when it comes to what you can wear to church, but those are kind of more an anomaly and not the norm. This is in fact the house of God, and you should be welcome to come just as you are. So let's talk about the first thing, modesty. I know modesty can be super subjective. What is modest to me may not be modest to you. You might be sitting there like, Lord, we can see her clavicle. But in general, if you are going to church, bearing in mind that the primary purpose that churches exist is to be a place of worship to God, and in that sense, there's a time and a place for everything under the sun. And especially those of you over 50, say amen, because you know what I'm saying. But church is generally not the time or the place to wear your show-it-all leggings, things that are overly tight, things that are super sheer with nothing underneath. It's time to turn the headlights off. You know what I'm saying? I would say if you are wearing a skirt, the goal should be to have your hemline not be more than 2 inches above the knee. And, oh yes, cleavage. If you can see the great divide, then your neckline might be a little lower than is considered modest for church. So these are just some things to consider. But at the end of the day, if all you have is what you have, then go on and press your way to the service. People should still welcome you and show you kindness. So this dress I have had for probably about 15-ish years. Somebody gave it to me. I like wearing this in the summer. I will show it to you. It is an olive green, and if you look at my hemline, it is probably less than 2 inches above the kneecap for my particular height. It's kind of loose fitting, and so it's cool enough to wear. It does have tabs on the side to roll up the sleeves or button them up, but I was not successful in doing that once I had the dress on. So mental note, I got to button those tabs before I put the dress on. So what I like to do is when I go to church, I bring a scarf with me. And in this case, I tied the scarf to the bag, but I took it off because sometimes when you sit down, it's just physics. The skirt just kind of rides up some, and you have to be, you do you, to see where you're sitting, who's around you, how visible you are, and how much this matters. But if you really want to keep it modest, I just keep a scarf, and plus it's another fashion opportunity to use our scarves. It's also important to dress for whatever you might actually be doing in church. Are you just a person in the pew, or are you somebody who is doing the most? You're up front, you are crawling on the floor in children's church, chasing toddlers around, just determining what it is that you're doing. Another thing to consider is the temperature, indoors, outdoors, AC, no AC. Were this a Sunday morning, I would probably have to have on a jacket, a shawl, or something, because the AC would be ACing. However, I am here on a weekday filming for you. There is no AC, and child, it's like an oven up in here. So even though I know there's normally AC, what if I came here on a Sunday and it wasn't working? Therefore, layers are your friend. One of the most common ways to layer would be to use a lightweight blazer. And if you do not have a lightweight blazer, it is certainly something worth investing in. It doesn't have to cost a lot of money. I thrifted mine for about $10 at a thrift store in New Jersey last summer, and I am wearing it with this dress from Amazon, these JCPenney sandals, and a gifted bag. That bag, Miss Willa, named after my friend, Miss Willa, and that is the look. This Amazon dress may still be available. It came in a multitude of colors. If that is the case, I will link it down below. If you are somebody who has some beautiful long scarves and shawls, sometimes you just do not get enough opportunities to wear those things, so church is the perfect place to do that. And I think it's a little better than a jacket sometimes. If you are a person of a particular age where sometimes you suddenly become warm and then suddenly become cool, you know what I'm saying. A shawl is really good because you can just very much ease it on and off without doing the whole putting your sleeves on and off and just doing too much. So this is an old shawl that was gifted to me, and this shirt is thrifted. These black cropped pants are thrifted. I got these sandals from an estate sale, and the bag was gifted to me by my brother. This little wooden belt, I just thrifted that this month from the place for 25 cents, and that is my outfit. Just FYI, I myself do not wear shorts to church, but these cropped pants are very loose fitting. They are linen, they are nice and airy, and they are just perfect for this time of year. Your church is like my church. In the summer, they do a dress down summer where people pretty much wear casual clothing to church on Sunday morning. I like it because it's simpler, it's cool and comfortable, and it's also very inclusive for people who are hesitant to come to church because they feel they don't have clothes that are nice enough. They can feel at ease coming in whatever they happen to have. In addition to not wearing shorts, I'm also not a fan of wearing jeans to church for me personally, but to the degree that I do, usually I wear darker wash, and I'm also not one for a lot of distressing and that sort of thing. Having said that, I love these pastel colored jeans that I got from JCPenney a couple years ago. Sadly, they are no longer available. That is something, and to make it look a little dressier, I am wearing it with a men's shirt that is in a similar color. And I got this men's shirt at one of my favorite stores, which is Vaughn's Closet. Something. This is a man who can iron a shirt to perfection. I can just reach in there and get myself what I need to style my Sunday outfits. This is one of my Goodwill belts, this woven belt, and I also got this bag from Goodwill. Also here, I have tucked the shirt in just to show you that, and I am still wearing those brown sandals that I am wearing now in my outfit of the day. I have this next outfit, which is this longer A-line skirt. It is this cotton linen blend and a thrifted chambray top that I recently got, and I'm wearing it with different shoes. So first, let me show it to you with these yellow heels. I know, but I love them. And I feel like just putting the heel to this makes it a little dressy, but it's still very cool and comfortable. I love a heel. That's me. I like this dress, this skirt, I should say, because it's very functional. If I was doing something where I had to be in the front, sitting down in front of people, and to the degree I was wearing a skirt or a dress, this is the sort of thing I would wear because I can just sit comfortably and not be concerned about this hem being too short. But if I had something to do immediately after church and I knew I really didn't have a lot of time to change, something like this would be very adaptable. I can just change, kick those heels off, and put on some sneakers or something else, and then I can run on over to the ball field and watch the grandbaby play softball or do any of the things that I want to do where I would not want to be too dressed up. And I will also show you this very same outfit with the sandals, which I think these are wedge heel. So it gives a little bit of the dressiness of a high heel, but it still has that I have something casual to do after church comfort. So that is also a good option. And of course, there is a school of thought that on Sunday morning, we should be pulling out our Sunday best. That there's even a theological idea behind that because this is the one day that is dedicated to God and to worshiping Him, that we need to step it up and put forth more of an effort for that than we would for work or for anything else. But getting back to the Sunday best, if I was being a little dressier, here is one of my favorite little outfits. It is still cool and lightweight for summer because it's this light blue blouse. It's a blend with some synthetic, but it's cool and breathable, I guess is the word I'm looking for, and this asymmetrical skirt. I got the blouse from a Turkish company called Modesty a few years ago. It is no longer available, sadly. And I got this skirt from a fast fashion brand called Style We. I didn't realize it at the time, but apparently it is a dupe for another skirt by a brand called Marni. What gives this real style, I feel, is just the details, like on the sleeves of the blouse, as well as the skirt itself kind of is this faux wrap skirt with this asymmetrical hem, but it's basically a blouse and a skirt, but because of cut of both of the pieces, it makes it look very polished, very stylish. And of course, we could not do a church fashion video without pulling out a hat. And the bigger the brim, the better, as far as I am concerned. So here I'm wearing this suit. It was something I thrifted, and this Michael Kors top with the crisscross in the front, also something I thrifted for 25 cents, and a pair of black patent leather shoes. This bag I got in an antique store maybe last summer, and I just love it, but it's also a little bit extra. So that is my fancy church hat look for summer. Anyway, guys, that is the video. Somebody actually requested this, by the way, so that is why we were doing this. I hope this has been helpful. And if you have video suggestions, please feel free to comment and leave them down below. In the meantime, Again, thanks for watching, and until we meet again, I hope your day is blessed and stylish.